Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is I Got More to Say, a music podcast where we talk everything hip-hop, from current events to publishing to current artists to fashion to everything. We talk about it right here on I Got More to Say. And today, I am joined by another Newhouse graduate student, a real near and dear friend of mine. Met this young man here at Syracuse over the summertime. We was both suffering together. Broadcast and digital journalism major. The future of broadcasting, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? I think definitely we're going to be seeing this, nice, handsome Guyanese young man on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Very soon. But anyways, without any further ado, y'all, welcome my dog Tyger Munn to the show. Tyger, what's happening with you, player?
Appreciate you, Kato. How you doing?
I can't complain, bro. But Tyger, real quick, bro, tell the people about yourself, dog. Where you from? You know what I'm saying? What got you here to Syracuse, and you know what I'm saying, where your passion for music comes from, because that's what brings us together.
So I come from Long Island. I was born in Queens. We lived there for like 4 years, but pretty much like I lived in Long Island my whole life. Mm-hmm. And after I went to Deer Park High School and whatnot, giving my whole information, but like went to my local high school, played football mostly, and that was mainly my passion. And that's kind of how I got into music and whatnot. I was like in the locker room listening to music and like looking for stuff to like listen to while I'm working out. That's pretty much how I got like deep into music and whatnot.
Okay.
So yeah, but I played football all through high school. I went to prep school first before I went to college because I needed like an extra year to because I was 17 coming out of high school.
Really?
Yeah, I was 17 coming out. I was really young.
How old are you now?
I'm 23.
Oh, okay. You weren't that young. I was 17 coming out of high school too, but I see your point. But continue.
Yeah, I was young for someone who's playing football because most kids are like 19, some even 20. Mm-hmm. So I did an extra year at a prep school, and from there, then I went to college at Merrimack. They were D2 my first year, then we transitioned to D1. So I spent 4 years there, and then I kept going about myself like I was going to the league until about like end of freshman year or whatnot. That I started thinking about other options. And it's actually funny. My dad always used to ask me if football don't work out, he asked me for plan B. And I was like 12, so plan B didn't exist in my head. Mm-hmm. And we was talking about it, and I said like, oh, well, I'll broadcast and talk about football. Mm-hmm. Then he laughed and said like, yeah, all right, kid, you can barely like order at McDonald's.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like 12. I was mad.
Pop's Guyanese, right?
No, my dad is African American.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, yeah, Guyanese parents. I know Caribbean parents.
Nah, my mom is Guyanese, and like that definitely shows. Like my mom is like, my dad's more chill and like he jokes around, but like
the moms get after you.
Yeah, moms gets on it, so like
I respect it.
Yeah, but my pops, he joked about it because like I didn't really talk that much when I was younger and whatnot, and he didn't take it seriously until like I came to him when I was 22, and I said like, yeah, like I'm gonna be a broadcaster. Mm-hmm. So he didn't take it serious until that, and even then he didn't take it serious until I actually like got here and started doing things, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. Well, shit, bro, you at the #1 communication school in the world, and you probably the top broadcasting school in the world as well, and you did it, and you sitting here as a black man at Newhouse doing it. So, you spoken into existence, and you making it happen. And I salute you for that, homie.
Yeah, it's funny too. I mean, like I didn't think I'd get in. I was actually late on my application.
Really?
Yeah, I was about like a month and a half late.
Whoa.
Yeah, and somehow, some way, I still got in. So.
Yeah, shout out to you, bro. I put in my application, bro. I had $78 in my name. This application was $75. I was broke as shit for that week and a half, bro. Damn. Times change.
Yeah.
But Tyger, real quick, bro. Appreciate you for sharing your story. We definitely gonna get to how music correlates with how music and sports correlate. But real quick, Tyger, talk to me about what was being played in your household. Because as you said before, your father is an African American man. I take it from New York City, and your mother is from Guyana, or Guyanese rather. I don't know if she was born there or not.
She was born in Guyana.
Born in Guyana, okay. And your mother is Guyanese. So what was the dynamic like between what was being played in the house? Because I know Guyana. A lot of it is a lot of Caribbean music, and I take it, within, with your father, a lot of it was probably like, like some soul, some R&B, and, some rap music at the time. So what was being played? Like, what would you put on to at an early age?
My dad, like, we really didn't. So the thing is, my mom was a dance instructor when I was growing up. So
you can dance?
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, what kind of dancer, Brody? Mm-hmm. What kind of dancer? Every damn thing?
Black people dances.
Oh. Oh, shit.
What? You have to fire her one day.
You got to fire her one day, bro?
Yeah.
Nah, hold on. But nah, bro, so wait, before, what kind of, just everything, bro? Like,
Nigga shit, honestly.
okay, bad. So mom's is a dance instructor. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
Well, oh, my mom's?
Yeah.
Oh, my mom's is like hip hop and whatnot.
Okay.
So, yeah, so like, I was still consistent with what I was saying, but
Okay.
now like, so she was official. Everything I did was just like with the boys and whatnot, like all that. But my mom was a dance instructor in from the mid '90s to about like late 2000s until like she started becoming a physical therapist and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And
Shout out to moms.
Mm-hmm, yeah, exactly.
Shout out to moms.
And yeah, so she didn't really have a specific type of music. She loves pop and whatnot. Like right now, Bruno Mars is probably her boy, but like he's every mom's boy. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's always diverse and whatnot. And I would mostly pop because you pop and like hip hop and whatnot because you have to stay upbeat. Mm-hmm. And for my dad, like my dad wasn't really like, you wouldn't think it like unless you're like really with him, and obviously I'm a son and whatnot. But my pops was like mostly into R&B, and like he played in the car and whatnot. So that's how I got like introduced to hearing music. And it was funny because I didn't really. It was weird. Like as a kid, like I just like didn't like things that other people liked. I was a hater. So like people like music, I don't like music.
Okay.
But like obviously as I got older, that changed because I was an idiot. but yeah, so my dad really listened to R&B and whatnot, so it's I got introduced to like Mary J. Blige and like Maxwell and all that. So yeah, it was pretty much music, and like how I got into music was pretty much by myself and like through friends and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And yeah, because I remember I had before it was Apple Music, I used to have that Beats streaming service. Because I remember that was like one of the first real streaming services.
Beats streaming service.
Yeah, that was mad old before it turned to Apple Music.
iTunes?
Nah, it wasn't iTunes.
Yeah, I got
Beats used to have a streaming service like way back.
Beats One? No, that's Beats One Radio.
That's where it first started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Beats streaming service. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had a Beats streaming service. I was able to like. That was like a crazy like thinking about streaming services how it did. Like, 'cause it completely changed my music. Because I was like, before remember like you had to either illegally download or like had to like buy it on iTunes, and that wasn't really the move. Mm-hmm. So like when that first came out, it's like I paid like $5 a month for everything. Yeah, like that's how basically I got into music and whatnot. And Beats used to have this thing where it's like they would label certain like albums classic. So like as a kid, I would just go through those and like see what those albums are talking about. And that's how I usually like got into music and got into like really like listening through things. And that's why I like always listen to like a certain artist is like one way through, because that's how I used to do it as like when I was a kid.
So what age was this?
I would say about like
middle school,
early like preteens. Preteens, I started getting the beats music and whatnot.
So like, that's middle school.
Yeah, just about middle school.
Damn, yeah. And I always say, like, for a lot of us, like, you know, when we really kind of start on, like, our musical listening journey, it generally starts, like, and during that time, you know, like, around, like, 7th, 8th grade. So, interesting to hear you say that. That's, like, a theory of mine, and almost every single person that I've had on the show has said that. Now, you said that you would go on that streaming service and you would look at a lot of the classic albums. What were some of those albums, and, like, what memories do you have of them, and what do they mean to you?
So the first artist I really like attached to and really like got into to this day is Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
So I saw they had one of his things like listed as a classic. So I listened to it.
Mm-hmm. Was this Good Kid, Mad City?
Yeah, and that was like back when it first came out too. So that was like kind of crazy when you think about it. But I listened to that.
We didn't know what we had at that age.
Yeah, we really didn't.
Yeah, but continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I listened to that, and that was like that was it for me. That was probably my favorite album growing up until like. Yeah, that's probably my favorite, like, most closely held to album growing up. Mm-hmm. But back on, like, other things, just old school artists to the point where I can't even think of them because I just, like, it's just normal for me now. Like, that's how I got into Tupac, Biggie, just to, like, name big names. That's how I really got into Jay-Z and started understanding Jay-Z because, like, his catalog's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, that's really, like, started, like, pinpointing, like, what the Jay-Z albums to go to were. Mm-hmm. And that's how I kind of, like, grew my kind of opinion on him. So that was clutch in that regard.
There's very few people who can see Hov.
Yeah. Legit. Kanye is kind of a different story because I kind of knew his albums, not really knew them because like we all knew Kanye when we was like 5.
Definitely. So
that's how I kind of like really like got into him, and like much of like more obscure people I can't really think of the top of my head, but that's how I like kind of discovered like T.I. and like the trap, like how like trap started and whatnot.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to educate you on trap. As much love as I have for T.I., there's two other people that should be named before him, in my personal opinion. But continue.
Yeah, but like at the time, I'm from New York, but I'm not really gonna know that.
Nah,
like,
I understand, yeah. Because T.I. kind of brought trap to the mainstream. I'll give him that credit from, his 2004 album. So
Exactly that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much how like I got into like music, starting to kind of understand things. I grew up.
Okay.
And like we all grew up in a great era of rap when we really saw rap become mainstream.
Yeah.
Because like I remember someone said like rap's the new pop, and I completely agree with that. Because you can look up every single like white pop artist. They have at least 2 or 3 rap like bare roots, like defining rap songs.
Like rap crossovers.
Yeah, like a rap cross. Like there's hi-hats and 808s on an Ariana Grande song.
Yeah.
Or like a Taylor Swift song had like a snare to it. I was like, what is this? Like that was just crazy to me. And like we really saw that when we grew up. So that's always like that also like shaped my music opinion too, because it really like things really changed when we started getting into things.
No, definitely. Now, you said that you listened to a lot of the Pacs and the Biggies when you was first started to like discover music and, listen to music that you like. So as the Kendrick era kind of turned, what else was you listening to around like that preteens, like early high school era?
Basics like, J. Cole, Drake. I wasn't as big as a Drake. I'm not going to say I wasn't a Drake fan. I wasn't as like high on Drake as like, some people are with Drake were saying like he the GOAT already and whatnot. I mean, like, yeah, that's arguable 100%, but you feel me? Like a lot of people is like very high on Drake. I really didn't develop that until like he started like really like creating that catalog. But I try to listen to Logic. I don't like Logic. There's always that person that told me to get into Logic. I tried and I don't like him. That's just me though.
I liked early mixtape Logic. I liked first couple album Logic, The Incredible True Story, and Under Pressure. Under Pressure helped me through a real rough time of my life getting ready to graduate high school. But New Logic, I'm not mad at people for feeling the way that they do.
Yeah, you feel me? Like that too. Who else was... I was a monster Migos fan when I was in middle school.
Okay, so you was like... Bando, Hannah Montana era?
Yeah, like...
Versace era?
Before... Like fake kind of before Versace. Like honestly, like a week or two before Versace like got on, like that's when like I was really introduced.
I hear you. Now let me ask you something, because I try to tell people, like I said, I'm born in Atlanta. I'm pretty much was raised upstate, but I always kept tabs on what was going on in the city. I always tell people I know Quavo. I first knew him as Quavo Stuntin'. Did you know Quavo Stuntin'?
Yeah, that was a Twitter handle.
Okay, so you did know Quavo, but did you know Quavo Stuntin' before you seen the Twitter handle? Like, did you know him when I was like his name?
But nah.
Nah, okay, I respect that. But the fact that you being from New York and that you was on the Migos, like I said, around like Versace era, I salute you for that.
I would like Versace era. I can't believe I go through. Oh my.
Hannah Montana, Bando.
Hannah Montana. You remember Emmett Smith?
Hell yeah.
Contraband.
Yeah,
like that era of Migos. That was my favorite era of Migos.
Okay.
And definitely Handsome and Wealthy.
Gotcha. Now let me ask you something, because this might be a little bit of a sensitive subject, but I gotta ask: who's your favorite Migo?
That's changed over time. Right now, they're all my favorite Migos, but like back in my day, like it really was Takeoff.
Takeoff.
Yeah, I felt like
Takeoff really. Rest in peace to the legend.
Yeah, man, he really became my favorite Migo after I heard Culture One, because I felt like he dropped like 50 on that album. Every trip, like you could argue, he had the best verse.
I will agree with that. I definitely always thought that Takeoff was one of the most criminally underrated rappers of this past decade. Yeah, I would definitely have to agree. My personal favorite is Offset.
He's honestly my funnest. Like, I feel like he's the most versatile Migo. My fault to cut you off.
Nah, all good. I mean, I always said Quavo is the go-to man for a hook or a chorus. I felt like Takeoff was the glue in between them, and I felt like Offset was the best like technical rapper between the three. But.
Yeah, they all just like... That's why I hate when they broke up, man. Like, I hate the situation it is now, because they all fed off each other completely. They all fed off each other like completely well. Yeah. Me and actually Josh were just talking about this. Like, they was perfect with each other, because they was a state that was unstoppable. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, and I always tell people this, like, I feel like Takeoff and Quavo dropped a good album with Only Built for Infinity Links. I felt like that was a good album.
That was underrated too. I didn't really hear about that until like a couple weeks after it dropped.
Very underrated. What was that song? It's a song Chocolate with Gunna and Thug. They went and DJ Darrell did the beat. Yeah. They went crazy on that. But I always felt like I always felt like they should have never ever separated, and I wish they wouldn't have. I really wish we could have got one more Migos album. But you know, I was cool with Culture 3. But whether it was just Quavo and Takeoff, or it was just Offset by itself, I feel like they was always better together as a collective.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, but like I said, R.I.P. to Takeoff, because I'm still in my feelings about his passing. That shit was crazy when I woke up to that.
Yeah.
But,
also, while you speak on that, one little thing, have you ever noticed how in November every year, like a major rapper dies?
Yeah.
It's always November. King Von died in November. Takeoff died in November. Someone else did too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 2022 alone, we had 7 murdered rappers.
Yeah.
I think since 2018, I think the number of murdered rappers is somewhere in the low 30s. So, you know, it's very dangerous to be a rapper.
Someone said rap's the most dangerous profession.
I would agree. I mean, what other profession that's not like law enforcement or anything else like that? I mean, like as far as entertainment, are you seeing 30 people die since 2018? I mean, I'm sure there are some, but, you know, as far as like an entertainment job, rapper is definitely up there.
Yeah, country singers don't die at this rate.
R&B singers neither. And then, like I said, these are murders. You know, these ain't... You get a couple of overdoses, you know, R.I.P. to Juice WRLD and, you know, R.I.P. to like the Lil Peep. But as far as these are people being murdered.
Yeah.
You know, these ain't people, you know what I'm saying, you know, being taken by addiction and things of that nature. Like, this is by the gun.
Exactly.
So, yeah, like I said, I mean, hip-hop is in a real sad state right now, as far as, you know, everybody just dying. And then, like I said, then when people don't die, I mean, you look at the Big Scars. I mean, they ODing. And that shit really hurt me. I don't know if you're familiar with Big Scar.
No, I heard, yeah.
Yeah, he OD'd, and I think Big Scar was younger than us. Big Scar was born, I think, April.
He's around our age, if not, like...
You're younger than us.
Yeah, he's like a year younger than us, so... Yeah, Big Scar OD'd at like 22.
Yes.
Like, you know, Juice WRLD OD'd at like 21. Like, that's too... Matter of fact, I don't even think Juice WRLD was 21. I think Juice WRLD was 20.
His case was ridiculous. That's sad, man. Like, it really sucks to see, like, talented... These people were supposed to lead our generation, and, like... Juice WRLD had a huge following when he went. X1 had a huge following. Yeah, still now to this day.
Have you seen his streaming numbers?
They're still high.
What?
They're still up there.
Juice, like, I hate to say it, but like his estate, they getting paid.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Juice is still probably, I would probably say out of rappers, even the last like couple of years, is probably still the top 15 streamed rapper.
And we also like Pop Smoke.
Yeah, Pop album is still doing numbers. I think
it was the most. I think it's the most streamed album of this decade so far.
Yes, you got it right, because I remember I seen it on Rap TV. They posted that, and I was like, damn, like yeah, most streamed album of the decade still. So
yeah, he was good.
Yeah,
man.
I just wish that we show these artists a lot more love while they're here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you know, like I said, I mean, even X. I mean, you look at X's numbers. X's numbers are still going stupid.
Yeah,
like
imagine we had X, Juice, Pop, Takeoff. There's definitely someone else I'm forgetting.
It's a lot. It's too many. Yeah, it's too many.
Yeah, like
rappers. Dolph.
Yeah, imagine we had all of them still alive currently.
Man, facts. I think Dolph was on his way to having...
King Von as well.
Yeah, Von was another one. I think Dolph was on his way.
Him at the same time. We'll move on.
But I was gonna say, I think Dolph was on his way to having a #1 album because you gotta remember, like when Dolph passed away, Rich Slave was his last album he dropped while he was alive.
That went top 10, right?
Number 4.
Top 5.
Yeah, he went number 4. I mean, you know, and that's crazy for an independent artist. Like, independent artists don't sell like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, it's just these hugely impactful artists. And then, you know, even though I don't, jail is not a place I want to see for black men, like, you know, I'm just like, damn, like, at least some of them got locked up. You know, and they didn't necessarily at least they still got a chance at life. Like Pooh Shiesty, I was a huge fan. I'm still a huge fan of Shiesty.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I hate to see him in jail. I'm not glorifying jail, and jail is no place for anywhere, especially, you know, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's not, you don't end up in jail.
Yeah, especially black men. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? We kings, we need to be out here, you know what I'm saying, like doing king shit. But, you know, I'm just glad that Shiesty got a chance to
at least live.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He could come out at the age of 25, 26, 27 or something like that, and, you know, he still have a chance at life.
Yeah, look at Bobby Shmurda. Like,
yeah,
he went to jail. Unfortunately, he went to jail. He would have had a ridiculous run if he kept going at the time.
Yeah,
but, like,
because Bobby was hot. I mean,
Bobby was like
Shmurda,
on
She
fire.
Wrote,
Yeah,
that EP that had Bobby Bitch and, you know, Hot Nigga and everything. Yeah, Bobby and Rowdy, because Rowdy had computers.
Yeah, that whole both of them was going insane, and like. If they were able to have those 7 years back, they'd probably be a lot in a different area where they are, probably a lot like bigger right now.
Yeah.
But like it's still at the end of the day, like Bobby made his money. His estate got paid when he was gone.
Yeah.
Came back to a bunch of money because like Hot Nigga was still going crazy.
Definitely, yeah.
And
that shit still get plays. I think
you
Hot
can still be in the
yeah.
club and find that song being played.
Yeah, I think Hot Nigga's like 200 million views away from reaching 1 billion on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a classic music video too.
I still don't know where the hat went.
Yeah, the hat gone forever.
Forever.
That's history.
Nah, for a fact. But what I wanted to ask too, Tyger, is like you growing up in New York. You know, you saying there was a lot of Southern artists, there was a lot of West Coast artists. You know, it was some New York artists. But tell me about like what you was bumping, because you know I've seen your Instagram, and when you was in like your early college years, I see a lot of, you know, like Southern influence and like a lot of the music you was listening to. I see some Nudie, I see some Glock. Like this is a theory I have. Correct me if I'm wrong. I always said that as far as Southern production being welcomed into the mainstream hip hop world of the last like 15 years, I give A$AP Rocky a lot of credit, because when you look at I hate that his first mixtape and his first 2 albums are very much similar. I think it's Live Love A$AP. A lot of that, he has, you know, the triplet flow. He has a lot of Southern trap production, because he was working with Space Ghost Perp at the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of Southern, you know, like, you know, references on that mixtape, but then eventually he comes out with his album. And anyways, I always said that Rocky was hugely influential in, you know, really getting the North to really accept like the Southern sound.
Yeah. I think he is too, because he was really he wasn't my first introduction to like the Southern sound, but he was a very big influence on it, because Rocky was, at least for like me and like where I grew up, like Rocky was pretty big. Like one of my boys became a rapper because Rocky was his favorite rapper by far. Yeah. Like, you feel me? Like he was very influential to a lot of people. And I think that Southern sound, like him introducing that Southern sound, helped a lot of people be introduced to rap. And I do feel like this, like, the fact that Rocky was able to, like, I'm not saying he was the sole reason for the last Southern artists were able to make that transition. Like, Outkast used to do songs with Jay-Z sometimes. Like, that was also, like, the South.
Outkast and Jay-Z got a song? What song?
Flip Flop Rock.
No, I never heard of that.
Of the Speaker Box and the Love Below.
No, I gotta go check that out. Flip what?
Flip Flop Rock.
Flip Flop Rock. That sounds like some shit. John Dre 3000 got to be the responsible for that title.
It's a Big Boy.
Real? Yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah, because that album's like mixing it too. But what was I getting to? Yeah, like Southern artists were able to get into New York and like other places, because like it's a great sound, and trap, like that Southern foundation really that Southern sound laid the foundation for hip hop for the next like since now, yeah.
Yeah. I always say too, like you mentioned Jay-Z, and you know people feel a lot of different ways about Jay-Z, and people are entitled to feel how they want to feel. But one thing I always said about Jay-Z is, like, you know, Hove was a genius because, you know, hip hop was segregated. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was on the West Coast, you was listening to West Coast artists. You was on the East Coast, you was listening to East Coast artists. You was in the South, you was listening to Southern artists. And Jay-Z was a East Coast dude, but he understood that there were other pockets of, you know, a lot of marketability in other places. Like you seen what Jay-Z did down in Philadelphia with Freeway and Petey Crack and all them. And then, like I said, you see him go, and I think Jay-Z probably has he probably has the most impactful Northern and Southern collaboration with Big Pimpin'.
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like collaborating with Pimp C and Bun B, or UGK as they're known, but Pimp C and Bun B, because a lot of people think that Jay-Z put them on when that couldn't be any less accurate. I mean, what is it? UGK was already looked at as legends, you know what I'm saying, like in the South. And, you know, that's really all the thing that they was really worried about, according to like interviews and things that I seen. But, you know, Jay-Z collaborated with them, and not only did Jay-Z, so yeah, I'm sure UGK saw some record sales or saw some increase.
Probably because like more attention from the East Coast.
From the East Coast. But like I said, they was already, I hate to even use this, and I know this sounds sacrilegious, but they was considered gods in Texas. Like Pimp C and Bun B, UGK, they was like that. Yeah, so and in turn, they helped Jay-Z. Jay-Z, Nas even said this. His record sales increased after they did that collaboration.
I feel like it helped both parties, because back then too, what was this, like early 2000s?
No, Volume 3 came out in 1999. So yeah, early 2000s, but it came out in 99.
Yeah, 99. Like you're not really gonna hear like very like from other artists unless you're from there. Because like back then you had to go there and actually buy the record. Like we didn't have the influence of the internet where I can be on TikTok and hear a song from somebody from we hear songs from people from Russia from nowadays.
Yeah, facts.
They didn't have that luxury. So like I think it's both is true. Like they really helped Jay-Z get put on to the southern, to people in the South, and Jay-Z helped people in the UGK get put on to people in the East.
Yeah, and I think that's why Jay gets so much love from almost any city, because, you know, he worked with...
And he did that, John, with Eminem, too.
Yeah.
You got people from the North that like messing with him, too, now, because they got his boy on the track, too.
Yeah, and, you know, shout out to Eminem. If you talk about Renegade off of the first Blueprint, M walked on him on that one.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. And then, you know, it's crazy. Let's speak on M for a second, because, you know, a lot of people give Eminem all kinds of hell.
I do have my opinions about him. I don't think he's the best rapper of all time. I don't think so.
I wouldn't say he's the best rapper of all time, but you could certainly make the argument. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Eminem has the most album sales of any rapper, with over 150 million, something crazy.
I do feel like there are ulterior forces in that.
There might be, but
also I don't really think sales. My fault to cut you off again. I really don't think like sales equate quality as well.
Oh, I could have kept going. There's a lot more things.
No, 100%.
You can argue, but I agree. But at the same time, too, you got to look at it like this: in this music shit, you fighting for people's ears, you fighting for people's popularity, you fighting for people's attention. The fact that M has been able to keep this level, because, you know, I think his last album, Music to Be Murdered By, I think it's gold, if I'm not mistaken, probably damn near platinum. So it's like, rappers at the age of 50 aren't going gold in, you know, a span of 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Or I don't know if Eminem was 50 at the time. He might have been 48, because I think he just turned 50, but you get the point. But anyways, when we just talk about his fan base, notable features, what he can do lyrically, like, I've heard a freestyle where dudes just threw words at Eminem and he rhymed them all. Like, he kind of made sense. You look at just his legendary battle rapping background, and, you know, how he's revered in the city of Detroit for how he came up battling. I mean, you even look, 8 Mile won an Emmy.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's so many other things. I agree with what you're saying. Sales don't necessarily mean quality, because, I mean, MC Hammer, I think, has the highest selling rap album of all time. But, you know, I don't think anybody's putting him in their top 10.
Another thing with the Eminem.
It's a lot of thing with M.
Oh,
go ahead.
Another thing with the Eminem argument is, like, when I think of, like, the greatest rap of all time, like, I think they have to legitimately, like, epitomize hip-hop in some way, shape, or form. Now, if you get what I'm kind of putting down, like, it's not about that, but at the same time, like, does Eminem and his fan base really represent hip-hop and the roots of hip-hop, you feel me? And I feel like his especially his fans kind of make, I could be biased because I really don't like Eminem fans. I think they really kind of like, they treat hip-hop like it's some, like, they don't like respect hip-hop, they just respect Eminem, if you put it like that.
Elaborate, please.
Now, I feel like his fans are people that, I'm not categorizing every Eminem fan, but a lot of them, like, there is a large percent of them, at least I feel like, or I've experienced, that they will talk about, when they talk about hip-hop, they're talking about Eminem and other rappers of the archetype of Eminem. Versus, like, people, like, they wouldn't appreciate people, like, they honestly wouldn't appreciate UGK, honestly.
Facts.
What do you think about it? Would they appreciate UGK? They probably respect Jay-Z. Like, they wouldn't appreciate, like, the people that really built things. And I really put it like this, I don't think they would, you think an Eminem fan would, like someone like Lil Baby?
Most of them, no.
Exactly. And they call, like, what we just talked about with the Migos and whatnot, and that genre of, like, coming up from the South and, like, that Atlanta genre, they call that mumble rap. And I feel like that's extremely disrespectful to hip-hop, because that's been so important to modern-day hip-hop as well. And that was built off things that were before Eminem, and, you feel me, kind of built up to Eminem as well, too.
Yeah, I can respect that, and I'm not saying you're saying this, so please don't think I'm putting words in your mouth, but, you know, we can't really put that all on M. M made,
yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, you know, he made music that was real to him. He made music that was obviously relatable to a lot of white folks, essentially. And, you know, people who come from similar backgrounds as him. I'm not just going to say all Eminem fans are white, because I'm a fan of Eminem. But, you know, I just feel like, you know, you can't necessarily put, like, it ain't necessarily, because, you know, M's very much within the culture. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, as far as, like, you know, because a lot of people have their different opinions. M put on a lot of people from the Midwest.
Yeah.
I mean, Royce 5'9", he helped bring to the game. I mean, Royce is fire, you know what I'm saying? I think Royce would have been okay even without Eminem, but, you know, I definitely feel like, you know, having M already out in L.A. and Shady Aftermath definitely, you know, probably helped Royce 5'9" kind of get to the platform that he's on. You know, definitely Slaughterhouse was, I feel like, something that probably kind of came together, because I think they were all working on, like, an Eminem song, if I'm not mistaken. You know, there's a lot of artists who I feel like really benefited from working with him, and I feel like he really took the time to really, you know, understand the culture. I feel like he represents it really well. You know, he has respect for the culture. I heard him, there's a I forgot the name of it, but there's an interlude on one of Royce da 5'9" songs. I mean, on his album called The Allegory, and it's pretty much M just talking about like black art and how it's just been like how it's been misappropriated and how people like Elvis and Jerry Lee Lewis, you know, get credit for rock and roll when it was really Chuck Berry and Rosetta Tharpe, sister Rosetta Tharpe. Let me put some respect on her name. But anyways, what'd you say? Yeah, facts. I never actually knew that was the name of hers. But thank you, Sam. But yeah, like he's spoken out about that. So I understand where you're coming from with the fans, but I don't think we can put that all on M.
I feel like it's kind of because it's weird with Eminem because he does things like that, which I appreciate and I love. But then he would do other things where it's kind of like, why are you doing? Because he said himself too, like, I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. I could very much be wrong, and I'll sit here and say I'm wrong. But I'm pretty positive he said he called also that genre of Atlanta mumble rap as well. I don't know if that was an interview or a song, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not like saying like if you disrespect it, like you can have your opinion about it, but calling it mumble rap is, I don't know. I just feel like that's very dumb to say because I understand what they're saying. We all understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
Also, he does beef with like Remember that little thing he was going on with Drake?
Nah, I don't.
That's what Not Alike was about.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's at least what I saw and kind of the motions I went through, which I searched a lot because I was like very confused about it and I didn't really believe that would happen. Now, again, I could be wrong on this too. But when things like that kind of happen, I don't know, it just gives me a sour taste in my mouth.
Okay. And you know what? I respect that. You know,
but I do respect his technical ability and his ability of a rapper. Yeah. I just think that for me at least, I really wouldn't put him in that range because as much as he's done for putting people on, I also feel like there are people that have done better in terms of like album quality. At least for me, I feel like there are other people with more higher quality albums.
Okay. I can respect that. Who would you say?
Who would I say?
Yeah. Outside of the Biggies, the Jay-Z's, maybe the Kendricks and the Pacs, like who would you say?
We just listed 4 right there. Because I'm talking about old timers right here, too.
Okay.
I could definitely think of other people right now. I can't think of other people, but I would hear people. Would you put Eminem over Andre 3000?
I personally wouldn't, but well, actually, it depends on the standpoint. I personally wouldn't. I'd rather listen to Dre over than M. I mean, but at the same time, too, I'm not mad if people were to put M over him because you know Dre does not have a solo album. He hasn't put out music in years, and we've never ever seen Dre do anything without the scope of Big Boy. You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be mad if people were to put Eminem over Andre 3000, but I'm personally not doing it.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you. I also am an Andre fan. I feel like even with the help of Big Boy, he was able to shine, which was even more impressive.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing with Andre 3000. Like, that's the thing that's holding him back. If he had one album, like, you know, because I know it'd be awesome. And yes, I use the word awesome. I know the album would be crazy. I feel like if he had one album, you know, saying you could pretty much propel him into, you know, the top 5 range. But just with him, to me, holding Andre back is like, okay, what have you been able to do on your own? Because, like, for example, when it comes to rap groups, like, I look at Wu-Tang, and I think Wu-Tang is maybe the greatest collection of talent ever.
Absolutely.
In any genre of music. Just for the simple fact that, you know, 4 or 5 of them have a classic album.
Solo too.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? 4 or 5 of them have classic solo albums, and they was also able to put together great albums together.
I don't know if you put Jizza in there, but you can definitely put Jizza in there too, because
Jizza to me has like 2 or 3 classic albums. I would say so.
It's insane. He probably like, I don't know what he'd be in that lineup. If you put like the Wu-Tang members against each other, like I don't know how that lineup would look.
You might have to put Jizza number 1.
You really might have to, but then at the same time, you got Ghostface Killer, Raekwon. Like, there's so many hitters on that roster.
Jizza, to me, got like 3 classics. You probably got to put Beneath the Surface, Liquid Swords, and there's another album Jizza put out that was really good. I forgot the name of it, but Jizza probably has about like 3 classic albums. Meth, Tikal. I don't know if necessarily Tikal's a classic. It's a very good album. I don't necessarily know if Old Dirty Bastard has a classic album. Nah, I would say Enter the Return of the 36 Chambers or probably you could consider that a classic.
Yeah.
Inspector Deck I don't think has one, but I read somewhere.
You know about Inspector Deck.
You know about Inspector Deck. His verses are so great. I mean, he has 2 of the best verses in the Wu-Tang discography. And then lastly, you got
Ghostface too.
Ghostface got about 3. Supreme Clientele, Supreme Clientele, Fish Scale, and he had another one.
What was it like?
Yeah, I forgot the other one he had, but Ghost definitely got a few as well.
Yeah.
Bulletproof Wallets, I think is another one that's real good with Raekwon. And then Raekwon got to Only Built for Cuban Links 1, and I would even say Only Built for Cuban Links 2. And Raekwon put out a good album like 6 years ago, The Wild. So that's what I'm saying. When we talk about overall Wu-Tang, that's the thing that makes Wu-Tang so great. And that's what make a lot of them individually, you know what I'm saying, being able to be put in the category of the greatest of all time because, like I said, not only were they able to create classic albums great collectively, they were also, not only were they able to make classic albums collectively, they can make classic albums alone. And where was I going with this? Yeah, and then when you talk about, like, who's the best out of there, I think you got to put GZA in definitely the top, if not at the top.
GZA has to be top 3.
Yeah, definitely. It's him, Ghost, and I might even say Ray. Thing with Method Man is, like I said, Method Man to me just did not have that, that classic album. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's more of a, honestly, Method Man did a lot with media too.
Yeah, but this is what I will say though. When it come to like rapping, Meth in his era, wittiness, flow, gruff voice, Meth really could rap with anybody in his era.
Absolutely.
From Biggie to Tupac, his wordplay, everybody.
On 36 Chambers, he's the only one on that with this only song.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, and Meth was I think was the first one. I think when Wu-Tang came together, they pushed Meth because of his charisma and his ability. So I definitely give Meth like a whole lot of credit as far as like what he was able to do as a rapper. But when we talk about the best from Wu-Tang, I don't know if I'm necessarily putting him over GZA. I don't know if I'm putting him over Raekwon, and I don't know if I'm not putting him over Ghost.
GZA was like a technical masterclass.
Yeah, exactly. GZA, I read somewhere that he has the second largest vocabulary in all of rap music.
I believe. Who was the largest? Was it Lupe?
Do not know. I have to look into that. I don't know who number one was, but wow, this is actually crazy. I know who second place was. I don't know who number one. But yeah, I read somewhere that GZA has the second largest vocabulary in all of rap. So
I believe that. Like I love each other, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'd have to agree. Like he's a different dude. Like I said, that whole Wu-Tang era is crazy. But Tyger, real fast, just because I know we're coming up on time. I wanted to jump back as far as to I love sports myself, and I just want to talk about combining sports and music. Now, I know you said that you really, really got into music and really got into like your adult music journey through playing football and being turned up to do workouts and being in the locker room. What are like some memorable songs, like from either some of your best times or some of your worst times from either being a fan of sport or being an athlete yourself?
War by Chief Keef.
Chief.
Antidote by Travis Scott.
Okay, Trav. That's interesting, but I respect it.
We were like 5-0 at the time. Like we just won our 5th game in a row. We came back to the locker room. Like the game was mad, wet, rainy. It was hard, and we won by like 26. And we came back to the locker room. This was back when the album like first dropped too. This is like when like it was cool to know about Trav. Like they put out Antidote, bro. Like that was honestly one of the funnest times of my life. Okay,
so War by Chief, Antidote by Trav. What else was we bumping?
Computers by Bobby Shmurda.
Definitely. Everybody got a memory with that song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, whether you play sports or not.
Yeah, yeah, that's that one. Definitely forgetting like a concrete one that I just like can't remember right now. 2 Times by Famous Dex.
Okay, I'm not too familiar with that one. I wasn't really the big Dex fan. Shout out to Dex though, but I wasn't really the biggest Dex fan.
And trying to think, Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill.
Okay.
And
that's another one.
There was another one. I don't know. The intro on one of his albums though wasn't Dreams and Nightmares. One of those ones we came out to that in prep school. And speaking of prep school, this song is just a music memory. It has nothing really to do with football. But I'm not gonna lie, Boss by Lil Pump. Back when like people liked him. I'm not even gonna lie. Nah. That was back when we was at parties after the game and whatnot. Like that, you feel me? It was the times.
Pump definitely. You all good? Yeah, Pump definitely had a run.
We don't gotta talk about him though.
Yeah, Pump definitely had a run though. I mean, say whatever you want to about him. Pump definitely had a run.
Yeah.
All right, so next up on I Got More to Say. As we said before, we love hip hop fashion on the show, and we have a segment called Put On or Put Out. Pretty much, Put On or Put Out is where I'm going to show our guest, Tyger, a couple photos from a couple different rappers. Essentially, Tyger is going to be the judge of whether the artist put on, meaning they executed their fit properly, or if they need to be put the fuck out, or put out simply, meaning that they did not execute the fit. And as always, Put On or Put Out, I try to keep it as regional as possible to where the artist is, to where our guest is from. So this is going to be very New York influenced. Tyger, are you ready?
Yeah.
Got you. So first up, Tyger, we got Lil Tecca. Born in Queens, but I think he went to school in Long Island. Did Lil Tecca put that shit on, bro, or do he need to be put out?
What are them pants?
I wish I could tell you, player.
What are these? What are them pants? If he had better pants, like, he could probably pull it off, but I just feel like, bro, I be feeling that they just be buying things to buy things. Like, what purpose do these serve? Like, this look good?
I don't know, Imani, what do you think? That's the fashionista right there. You can show Sam. Sam is fly, too.
It's giving, you.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
Yeah.
hold on. No. Put on or put out, bro.
Yeah, now you putting this out.
Putting this out?
Yeah.
Damn. Lil Tecca, bro, we rock with you, bro. Want some new music soon, but according to Tyger, bro, you put out. Next up, we got hip-hop royalty in the building. We got my dog, Fat Joe.
Fat Joe?
How we feeling about Fat Joe? Did Fat Joe put that shit on, or do he need to be put the fuck out?
He did his thing. Fat Joe, like, you feel me? He a little hefty, so, like, I think he did his thing. This smooth is nothing really like insane, but like that's what I like about it. It's nothing crazy. It's not like he's trying to impress no one. It's smooth, like the color matching on it. Like it's a nice little smooth fit. Monty, how you feel?
I fuck with it.
Yeah, you smooth. Yeah, regular.
So
that's what we like.
Does Fat Joe put on, or he need to be
He
put out?
that on. He put that on.
Man, shout out to Fat Joe, real Bronx legend. You know what they say about people from the Bronx, fly as all hell. So shout out to Fat Joe. Next up, just keeping it in the Bronx. A Boogie with the hoodie, Dior down, Hermes belt, and probably some Michael Mary jeans. Huh? Hermes. I'm sorry, I can't afford it, so I don't know how to say it. Hermes. But yes, how we feeling about A Boogie, Tyger? Did A Boogie put it on, or do he need to be put out?
I'm a little iffy on the patches pants, but I feel like he can pull this off. Okay. So yeah.
Hybrids put on, or do hybrids need to be put out?
I want to say the entirety of hybrids, but
nah, that's where you from.
Yeah, put it on.
Put on?
Yeah, it's nothing ridiculous, but like
he did it.
Yeah, you feel me? I'd be like. Smooth. Like, you feel me? I just saw him walk across the street or something.
On some smooth shit.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Sleepy Hollow. All orange down with the Dior sneakers. How we feeling about Sleep? With the ski mask.
I want to say no, but at the same time, the fact that the shoes... That's why I like that style a lot, when the shoe, like the tongue of the shoes really match like the graphic on the shirt. Mm-hmm. Like I like that. Like the shoes almost exactly match the shirt. Okay. And the shirt and the shoes don't match the jacket, which is... As you see, like that's pretty like, I feel like that's a general rule, but
okay,
yeah, Sleepy did his thing.
Even with the ski
crazy, but like, what can you expect that someone like him? You feel me? Like, his name is Sleepy Hollow. You expect no ski mask?
Hey, bro, he really about that life. So put on for Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, put on. That's like that's his style. So
I bet. Shout out to Sleep. We rock with a matter of fact. Sleep is free. Sleep. New music. You know what to do.
Let's go.
Next up. Rest in peace to the Woo. How you feeling about Pop Smoke at New York Fashion Week?
Put on anything. You don't show me Pop, man.
Don't
put
show
on
you
everything,
put
man.
on everything, Pop. Hey, bro, as long as we on the same page, player, I respect it. Next up, Queens legend. Maybe the best rapper ever out of Queens, and potentially might be the best technical rapper of all time. How you feeling about my son Nas?
Old head style. That's the best way to describe this. Yeah, I'm not putting this on, but you know what? He can do his thing. I mean, I'm not putting this on.
So is it put on or put out for Nas, bro? Did he put it on or did he put out? Come on, Tyger. It ain't no in between, player.
Put out, man.
Oh man, yeah, Nas, bro, we love you, true legend, but Tyger wasn't rocking with the fit. All right, next up, maybe the most underrated fashion icon out of New York. How you feeling about A$AP Ferg's fit?
I thought he was about to say A$AP Rocky. I was maybe like, you're crazy, but like, Ferg be putting it on.
Do he have it on now though?
I can't see the shirt, but I fuck with him pants. Although, this to put on when you rich and like no one can tell you nothing. So I really don't know. Monty, how you feel? You see, we put it away from the camera.
I like that one.
It's giving money.
It's giving money? What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Like, is that an insult?
No.
Okay.
She called you Sherb.
All right, so put on.
Sure.
Put on.
She called you Sherb, not me.
Sure.
Oh, wow. I started
I
some.
feel like Monty has like a very like different
That is different.
bottom and pants style.
Okay, that's true.
So Tiger, Ferg put it on?
Yeah, I do like them bands a lot.
I bet. Next up, to me, one of the more underrated Brooklyn drill artists. Need new music from you too, my guy. We'll get to you in a second. Dusty LaCane. Did he put on or do he need to be put out? I walk in the spot, 30 on me and some chops. All of my niggas really rock. Roll control. I ain't saying that other word because it sound like some shit that I don't need to be saying. You know how my niggas move, but I ain't. How we feel about Dusty?
Nah, I'm not. I'm putting this out just because the shirt I don't like the shirt.
Oh man, you're not rocking with the Mona Lisa?
Yeah, we not rocking with the Mona Lisa.
So everything but the shirt?
I feel like it was a plain white shirt. It'd be cool.
Damn. Be careful next time you step foot in Brooklyn, Brody. Nah, I'm playing with you. I bet. Next up, you got to show.
Monty here. She got me.
Oh, yeah, hey. I know that.
I know people in commercial.
No, she
All right,
don't.
bet.
She don't.
Yeah, they gotta check in with her when they come into
Right,
JFK.
check me like Jay Prince, exactly.
Chill.
Oh, my. Okay. Next up,
About to get us lined.
Staten Island Love. How we feel about CJ? Whoop-dee. That nigga outside us a movie. How we feel about CJ? CJ, where you been at, player? We ain't heard from you in a while, dog. Wait, what'd you say?
He need to be.
Oh, where he need to be? You ain't no love for CJ? God damn. Hey, CJ, bro. I like your song.
For the sake of good relations. Yeah, put it on.
Nah, bro. You gotta be truthful.
What's his nationality?
I think he Hispanic.
It's not a nation.
My bad.
Honestly, I can see myself rocking this, so put on.
Put on?
Yeah.
Hey, CJ, bro.
What?
About that?
What?
CJ, you put it on,
Did you
player.
even see the fit?
I did. I saw all of them before we got here.
Okay.
I bet. Next up,
She a hater.
one last one. I usually don't like to. I try not to do repeats, but some photos I find need a repeat. How we feel about Nas again?
Nas again.
Yeah, I want you to really look at that fit.
It's better than the last one, I can tell you that. I hate the pants. It's better than the last one, but still, nah. Nah, we're not putting that on.
Damn.
You gotta get himself a stylist or something.
Yo, Nas can't dress.
He can rap, but he can't. Don't mean he can dress. He from Queens. He probably just put on the same fit for like 3 days in a row.
Damn.
I've got a little
You got
money.
some
He got a little money.
Wait.
I'm not mean that disrespect. I'm not mean that disrespectful. They just don't. They just don't care about their.
Don't wash their ass.
Nah, they just kind of called them niggas dirty.
He said that's why I moved.
Yo, chill. What about good niggas from Queens?
That's not what I'm. That's not what I meant. I mean gaslit here.
Tyger Munn says, fuck Queens.
Yo, wow. Nah, that's not what I meant. They just don't care about their appearance. That's what you feel me. That's
Queens niggas don't care about their appearance.
Not in a bad way. They just like nobody from
I don't
Queens.
think it's a good way to not care about your
We'll
appearance.
move on, man.
Tiger.
We're gonna move on, man.
My fault, Tiger, bro.
That's insane.
Nah, bro, the same Queens niggas don't care about their appearance.
I can see how this be misconstrued.
Oh man.
That's the song, right?
Nah, Queens get the money as they're saying. Queens get the money. They definitely say that. Don't do that. You live close enough. Don't do that. But anyway,
You live with.
yeah. All right, and last one, Tiger. Last one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're ready for this one. And this is a Brooklyn legend right here. How you feel about Papoose?
Yo, why is he on the bed and still like that? Oh man,
Nah.
it's a horrible fit to eat dinner in.
All white.
I got multiple questions about the fit, but
Put on or put out for Pat, bro. And I think that fitted is just a little bit too big.
Oh, he floating. He's like
An angel?
Like a
a
ghost.
hood angel.
A hood angel. How we feel about Pat, Brody?
Got the ankle socks too.
Chill, bro. Them used to get us in our feelings back in the summertime when we was young. Don't do that.
This is like prototypical. This is like literally like exact hip hop early 2000s fit.
Man,
So-
is it put on or is it put out, Tyger Munn?
Put on.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, this shit legendary. I bet. This has been another episode of Put On or Put Out. Tyger, as always, bro, I always appreciate when I could come in and I could have good, genuine, honest conversations with people with good, genuine, honest opinions. Couple quick things, Tyger. Please make sure that you let everybody know your socials, what you got going on, how they can get in contact with you, anything that you might want to share.
Yeah, you can find my Twitter at literally my name TYGERMUNN.
Tyger, any last words of wisdom before you depart, Brody?
Yeah, when I met Queens people, when I met that little statement about Queens, I generally meant like they are cool people that like don't really care about appearance in a way of they don't go after designer fashion and whatnot because they're cool with what they got. They're very humble people, very kind people. That's generally what I meant. But you know, some people want to see me fail, want to see me not have a good life. So. You know what's crazy? I didn't even say your name. What? That's the crazy part. I don't know. Why you acting like it was you? You was the one looking around at me.
Well, Tyger, as always, bro, I appreciate you for coming through, homie. Thank you so much for coming and having this good, genuine, honest conversation with me. Thank you also for taking this in the middle of the week.
Of course, my God. Of course.
We appreciate it. But Tyger, let's real quick. Listen, make sure y'all go tap in with my mans right here. Make sure that you're paying attention in the next upcoming years, the ESPN or Bleacher Report, anywhere where you connect sports. You definitely would be seeing my guy.
Let's stick with my man Kato. Real good, genuine person, great guy. You know, I'm proud of everything you're doing, man.
Thank you,
Bright things ahead.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. I'm trying to get that together with you, bro. I got to invite you to whatever I got going on in music, and you got to let me come on ESPN sometime.
Nah, I got you.
But listen.
I'm a licensed your song for the commercials in the NBA.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely let me get some of that publishing, too.
I got you.
But listen, y'all, this has been I Got More to Say. Tyger, appreciate you for rocking with me, and we'll see you guys next time.